team in the first half. Range of motion is his problem, just has pain all the time, and responded with a good early start.
You know, coaches are more familiar with their teams than anybody, so when the outsider said don't play Elton Brand, Coach Collins, like most great coaches do, didn't listen to any of the outsiders. He stuck with his man, stuck with the loyalty, and right now Elton's just playing this game, getting good open jump shots, being active, setting good screens, and just being that good leader out there for his team.
Sixers shooting 55%. They've only gone to the line twice. And a small lead in points in the paint, but solidly with second chance points. I love what Charles Barkley said. Just because he yelled doesn't mean you're right. Let's go to David Aldridge, who doesn't have to yell with this report.
Well, Dick, you know, Doc Rivers, you heard him during the game in the first half talking about how they weren't playing together, and that was the message he gave to his team at halftime. He said at both ends of the floor, they're just not playing right. They're not playing right. He said when something bad happens during the game, players are looking at each other, they're talking to each other, instead of just putting their head down and moving on to the next play. He said we can't use anything as an excuse. We just have to start coming together as a team.
I heard a pep talk somewhere along the way there, D.A., but hey, whatever it takes. Kevin Garnett, the only Celtic with double figures with 14 out there with Rondo, Pierce, Bass, and Allen. Allen started the game. Avery Bradley unable to play tonight. That shoulder is just too much for him. Here's Allen, who hit a three early in the game. Misses a three here.
Want to see if Philly comes out with that same determination on offense as well as defense.
Hawes hitting the first shot. So Hawes, who had that big first game of the series, with 15 points, giving the Sixers a 5-point lead.
He can hit that shot. That's what you want him to do. Not to pass, look to pass, and be, you know, passive. You want to make sure he's aggressive, shooting and going to the hole.
That was his first points of the game. Here's Bass, lost control. 6 on the shot clock, and the Celtics turn it over. Evan Turner feeding Holiday, feeding Brand, fouled by Garnett. Talk about rapid-fire ball movement for the 76ers.
These are the plays that just make you love basketball. Evan Turner comes down, he has an advantage, gets it to his man. Wow, I don't even see how Drew saw him coming. Once again, no look, wrap around. Great play, and it all starts with just your body movement, team movement, and when guys get each other involved, you see the whole team being more energetic, not just on the offensive end, but doing the little things.
Foul on Garnett, just his first of the game. And I have to tell you, this is really a well-coached series.
It is, and I mean, that's what I really love. You know, when you look at the Sixers, they're better than their individual talent, which is what teams should be. You look at the Celtics team, a little bit older, dealing with a lot of injuries, no excuses from either team, playing tough ball.
Boy, they responded to Doug Collins this year, the 8th seed, only the 5th ever to do it. Second round for the first time in 9 years. Beating the Bulls, and now giving the Celtics all they could handle as Garnett misses the shot. Garnett started the game 1 for 6 at his last 4 before that last miss. Here's Hawes. And Allen quickly into the hands of Rondo, who had 5 assists in the first half.
Good shot by Hawes. You want him taking that.
There's Bass going around Hawes and is fouled. Bass, who was acquired from Orlando for big baby Glenn Davis.
You have to know your personnel right here on defense. If you're Hawes, you don't go out there on that guy. You tell him to shoot the ball. You know that Boston doesn't want a jump shot. You can only bail a big man out when you go for the pump fake when they're 20 feet outside of their range.
So for Spencer Hawes, his 3rd foul. And he is the first player on either team to pick up 3 fouls. Bass makes good on the first. There you see Bass comparing the first and second halves. Have been a sharp contrast. Makes them both 5-point Sixer lead.
Yeah, as I look at that, as I look at that, you know, it is hard for Bass to get a rhythm in that second half. When you're playing half the minutes, you would expect the production to be down. And for a lot of guys, it's pretty tough to play like that.
Brand over Garnett. So Brand now 7 of 9 from the field and 15 points. And a Philadelphia foul. coming up court. And Hawes now has picked up his 4th foul in a hurry.
Someone needs to tell Elton Brand we're not at Cameron Indoor, and maybe he might miss 1 or 2 of those shots.
No comment. Here's Bass. I don't want Collins to get mad at me. Garnett, this is outside. This was an assistant at Duke, so we won't say anything bad about the Blue Devils, will we now?
Oh, no, not at all.
Any more than we already have
at halftime.
Here's Iguodala with a turnaround. Iguodala in possession, almost that entire possession. That clock, and misses the shot. Here's Pierce, triple team. Bass is left open and hits it. Bass now with 9 points.
As a good player, it's so great to be able to trust your teammates. You know, you see all the criticism with LeBron James passing it to a wide open Haslam who can knock down that shot. You see the criticism, but look at this. There's no criticism for Paul Pierce passing over to Bass because he's triple team. This is great. It's just a privilege to be able to trust your teammates and make basketball plays, not have to play superhero ball and shoot it over those 3 guys that checking through.
Boy, trust is so important here. That's really the key to any team. Allen picked up the foul. And here's Brand with a turnaround. And here's Pierce. Allen now picked up by Hawes on the switch. And here's Garnett from the baseline. Garnett now with 16 points on 6 of 13 shooting, and the Celtics have climbed to within a pair.
You've hardly seen KG in the post shooting, try to get open, but when you can hit that wide jump shot, it really changes the defensive strategy, and it really frustrates the defense because they don't know who to cover.
Hawes going in strong, and it drops through. So Hawes, who was shut out in the first half, has 2 baskets here in the 3rd quarter. Sixers trying to win a second game, and there's a steal by Iguodala and a smart foul by Pierce.
Very smart foul. You know you're going to get a highlight. You'll be able to hear the fans all the way from Philly screaming from there when Andre Iguodala gets the dunk. But look at this pass right here. Left hand dribble. Where's he looking? To the middle? Nope. Sight. Passing it to the corner to open KG. Even though Ray's getting a little bit older, that jump shot doesn't get older. It just gets wetter with time, and you have to guard that jump shot, which leads to him driving, getting other guys involved.
And they're going to call a clear path foul, so the fans in Philadelphia can breathe easier now. 2 free throws coming up for Iguodala, and the possession for the 76ers. But Philadelphia 2 for 5 from the free throw line.
I think this is a good call, even if you anticipate, because look at this. You get that step there about even, it doesn't matter. Punch you foul, Andre, with no one else up there. It's still a smart play, especially with the 2 missed free throws, but even without those by Pierce.
Sixers not taking advantage of this situation. So there's the clear path foul rule. And it was the right call. So missing the 2 free throws is Iguodala, and the Sixers will inbound. I'm going to say the 76ers trying to win their 2nd game here on Boston's home floor. The Celtics have won 17 of their last 19 home games, including postseason. Pause, and Pierce intercepted that pass for Iguodala. Good anticipation for Pierce, and they're going to call the foul, reach in, and Brand, let's see if he's called for it, and he will be. So Brand now with his 3rd.
Even though that was a foul, the way the Sixers got back in transition really shows you that they're paying attention to detail, knowing that the Celtics really aren't scoring well in half court and they need to get back. Good job in transition by the Sixers.
And when the series started, Doug Collins said, look, we got to find ways of scoring.
Yes.
And now the Celtics actually in the same boat.
And you know why? Because actually the Sixers have stuck with their defense and they frustrated the Celtics team. So great coaching job by Coach Collins.
Here's pick and roll of Garnett and Hawes. And they're going to call the foul on Garnett. Hawes held his ground, got a piece of the ball, and the foul is on Garnett, his 2nd.
Well, Charles Barkley said it, and I'll show you right here. Right here, Father Time jumps on Kevin Garnett's back and pulls him down. It is not a foul. That's just Mother Nature and Father Time holding his shoulders down, because back in the day, You think Blake Griffin would have posterized it? That would have been a nice one too.
And that would have been the 5th foul on Hawes had it gone the other way. Crowd obviously not liking that call. Sixers by 4. Holiday beating Hawes underneath as it blocked by Garnett. And a 3-second violation called against the 76ers. This crowd right now is what I remember of those vintage days in the old guard.
Well, I was going to ask you on the air, but I've asked you enough off air. What were those classic games like just to be here in the Celtics arena during the playoffs? It's just exciting. I can't imagine.
It was riotous here, although there were no riots. It was something short of that. Here's Garnett over Kevin Garnett. When he's hitting from outside, the Celtics have lit the charm light. 18 for Garnett. And a timeout called by Young, who has 4 points in the game, and that is his second personal.